Life application. To understand what God is doing in the world through the church, one must refer to Paul's letters. The Lord selected him to give us the authoritative letters of instruction for this dispensation. To ignore, and the reason why I don't include Peter and James isn't because what they're saying is not relevant to us. It is. But I've gone through this before and I'll do it again one of these days, is the structure of the Bible itself. The structure of the Bible gives us the model for dispensationalism. Where these books are, Paul's letters come after Acts. You see the transition from Peter to Paul. It's from Acts 1:12, 1 through 12, and then 13 through 28. The first 12 are Peter, from 13 to 28 are Paul. Okay, so you're seeing the transition. You're seeing from Jerusalem to Rome. You're seeing from Jew to Gentile. And then from there, the first book after that is Romans. And it goes Romans all the way through Philemon, all to Gentile people. Okay, and this is based on the prophecy that was given by Noah to his sons. Japheth, may he dwell in the tents of Shem. That prophecy shows us the structure of the Bible. And the structure of the Bible shows us what's going on in the dispensations. As soon as the dispensation ends, okay, it reverts to the book of Hebrews. It's written to the Jewish people. It doesn't mean it's not relevant for us, because it is. Christ died for our sins. He's our atoning sacrifice. He's blah, blah, blah. He's all the things that he speaks about, but he's speaking to the Hebrews. And guess what? I am 100% sure, I know other people disagree on this, but Paul is the author to the Hebrews. He certainly wrote that. There are many reasons why it's the case. People want to dispute that, and it doesn't matter if he isn't, but he is. And so that shows you that Paul is still writing the same thought process all the way through. But now it's directed to the Hebrews because he wants to get the message to them as well. Okay? And then from there it goes into James and it goes into Peter, and you've got these epistles which are written specifically for the end times Jews. It doesn't mean that they're not relevant to us, but there is a target audience. So I don't want people to say, well, that's not written for us, and so we don't need to read it. We need to read it. We need to understand what's written. But Paul is the one that is setting the tone, because we're Gentiles, about what is going on that we need to know. That's the main thing. That it's not to dismiss anything else, but to find the target audience. Paul is the Gentile with this one gospel to this group of people. Peter is the, did I say Paul is the Gentile? Paul is the apostle. Maybe I didn't. I say things and then I realize maybe I said something wrong. Okay, the other one is that Peter is the apostle to this group of people with the same gospel. There's a different target audience. That's the only difference. The Lord selected him, Paul, to give us the authoritative letters of instruction for this dispensation. To ignore Paul will lead to one having a vast gap in proper theology. I think that's wrong there, okay? A complete misunderstanding of what God intends for his church will be the result. And you know what? That's why people ignore the epistles of Paul. All these liberal churches don't even refer to him. And if they do, they just take out the verses that sound really nice, like, you know, the comfort of God and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But they skip the deep theology of Paul because it doesn't fit with their worldview. Kumbaya, okay? A complete misunderstanding of what God intends for his church will be the result. Take time each week to read one of Paul's letters. You could read all of Paul's letters in like an hour. I mean, it's not that long. Okay, if you read one a week, you're going to be ahead. Any can be read in a single day. Actually, some of them can be read in 10 minutes. Okay, if one is read each week, they can all be read in 3 months. If you do this always, you will have read all of Paul's epistles 4 times every single year. Now, Billy